Well, it's a very warm welcome back to second half independent off-tube studio commentary from the game at the Gtech Community Stadium, where it's goalless between Brentford and Manchester City. But really, if you'd have seen sections of that first half, you'd be wondering why, because both teams really had good opportunities to try and test the opposition keepers. Not too many efforts getting in on target, but straight away from the start of this second half, Brentford have won themselves a free kick right at the edge of the Man City penalty area. It was a long ball played towards Vissers, a bouncing ball, couldn't do too much with it, but referee Anthony Taylor has decided there's a shove in the back there from Mateus Nunes, which he wasn't giving in the first half, but he gives it on this occasion. It's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz and John Hogan, and John, there's a shoulder to shoulder, and then there's a shove in the back.
No, that's an assault, I think we call. He didn't get a yellow card for that. No great attempt to play the ball. It's like, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to strike with my elbow right into your back, and I'm running in at about 20 miles an hour. So, which bit of that, I don't, he's not a free kick. It's like a reducer from back in the day. But this isn't back in the day. And again, Anthony Taylor doesn't give a card for that. It's a ridiculous foul. And quite how he thinks he's going to get away with it, I don't know. But anyway, this referee doesn't want to book anybody, does he?
No, it seems like referees have. It's almost like they've been instructed to really go easy on that first yellow card, because it's actually quite hard to get booked in the Premier League in certain games, I've noticed this season. But free kick to Brentford, it's like a corner kick really. It's only 4 or 5 yards closer in, and it's going to be Jensen to whip it in from the left-hand side. Header down from Collins is just angling wide. He rose well to the Republic of Ireland international, but the header just wide of the mark.
Yeah, I mean, he just clips it. It's like a glancing header. And on another day, that just drops in. I don't think the goalkeeper would have stopped that. He's unlucky, essentially, because he gets there first. It's like a spin of the head. You don't quite know where the ball's going, and he's just unlucky.
It's just wide of the mark there, but City have taken the goal kicker. Brentford have won the ball back in midfield. We didn't actually get to see that. We're still seeing replays of Collins' effort. Now the Bees forced to go back towards their own goalkeeper, because it is Flecken in goal for Brentford. A back four of Roerslev, Collins, Vandenberg and Lewis Potter. Norgard, Jensen and Janelt are the three in midfield, with Mbumo, Damsgaard and Wisser as the three up front for City. It is Ortega in goal. Looks like a back four of Nunes, Kanyi, Ake and Gvardiol. Then it's Kovacic as the holder midfielder. I'll come back to that in a second, because City are on the attack now with Foden down towards Bernardo Silva. Back into Foden. Blocked there from Janelt, but City still in possession at the edge of the Brentford penalty area here with Bernardo Silva. It's got support from Nunes and Foden here on the right-hand side. It's gone to Nunes and then Foden. Joining the attack is Akanji now, just at the edge of the D, going square towards Kovacic. Over towards Gvardiol now on the left-hand side. Leaves it for Savinho. But again, maybe continuing the theme of the first half, City with plenty of touches at the edge of the area, but not able to get a ball into the box. Ake now trying his luck, getting that bit closer to the penalty area. Swapping passes with Foden. It's Akanji now on the right-hand side. Closed down by Damsgaard, getting De Bruyne involved now. But again, no options here for City to get a ball into the penalty area. Brentford doing what they can just to make things as difficult as possible just outside the box. It's with Akanji now in towards De Bruyne. Tries to wait, does not make Vandenberg, but Vandenberg stands his ground. Able to get that back to Flecken and gets a bit more distance on it. Up towards the halfway line with a heavy touch there from Akanji out for a throw. So as I say, Ortega in goal for City, back four of Nunes, Akanji, Ake and Gvardiol, Kovacic, and looks like De Bruyne were the holding midfielders, or De Bruyne was pushing further forward. Then it's Foden, Bernardo and Savinho in a line behind Haaland. Haaland has been very isolated in this game so far. But Brentford can't celebrate that too soon, because of course he gets one chance. There's always an opportunity for him to take it.
Yeah, exactly that. I watched that last City attack and thinking again, they're swapping passes around at the edge of the box. Brentford has stood there waiting. There's a little bit of work to close them down, but not a lot. So they're not having to tire themselves out. They get in position, they sprint to get in position, and then they're there. And then they're not having to work that hard. The hard work comes when Brentford are on the attack, and then they've got to run half the length of the field. But we'll break off, because here comes Savinho.
What a run this is from Savinho, all the way from the left-hand side. The strike hits the post, and there's no one in a City shirt close enough to go for the rebound. It's swept clear by Lewis Potter up to the halfway line, where Gvardiol quickly recycles it for Manchester City. They'll have their tails up now with that great run from Savinho, and hitting the woodwork as well. It's down to Foden on the right-hand side. He leaves it for Bernardo Silva. In towards De Bruyne, back in towards Bernardo. Just at the edge of the Brentford penalty area is De Bruyne again, finds some space, he goes for goal, but that is shanked a long way wide from Kevin De Bruyne. It's almost like his sat-nav wasn't quite working there. goes for goal and it's about 5 yards wide. But Savinho, when he starts inside his own half here, John.
Yeah, real great pace and desire. Got himself past Janelt, beat the keeper, and then the ball comes pinging back off the post. I mean, it was a special effort that from the Brazilian. He still can't believe he hadn't scored there. Huffing and puffing and just looking to the heavens and all that.
Yeah, I mean, Flecker was beaten all ends up. He dived, he got an arm to it, and he was clearly second best to that. It was a really quick ball that went straight past him. City and his, Guardiola and his assistant there. Kevin Keegan lookalike, just having a quick discussion there about that last chance. 5 efforts from Brentford, 1 on target, 9 efforts from City, 2 on target. But here come Brentford now, a ball into Jensen at the edge of the area. He spots Mbumo. He wants it on his left foot, goes for it with his right this time. And it's a shame really from Mbumo. If he's going to go for that right-footed effort, maybe look for a right-footed square ball because there were 2 players waiting. Yeah,
I think the defence did pretty well. They're not selling him to shift back onto that left and get that meaningful strike away. Bournemouth look like they've got a penalty, a chance for them to equalise. As Thomas Frank is about to make at least one change, it looks like.
Yeah, he was having a word with Kevin Schade, who the rumours are that Borussia Dortmund are interested in him. So he is a German international, only quite recently. Has had a few goals for Brentford, did get a hat-trick as well. But overall, he has struggled for first-team time. So it's no surprise really, Mbumo and Wissa pretty much picked themselves. It's just a case of whether he can get that third berth, but then they do like to have Damsgaard in that attacking 3 as well. Be a bit of a luxury to have 3 forwards in a team, particularly against a team like City. And they're on the attack again now. The visitors here with Akanji finding Nunes. Nunes is ball in towards Haaland. That's the chance Haaland wants, but the header is straight down the middle, and it's a comfortable save in the end for Flecken. But Brentford have got to do more to stop that ball getting into the box.
Yeah, well, Haaland rises and it's a decent textbook header down. Back across. He doesn't get quite enough on it, does he? Needs to head it back across the keeper that little bit more. He didn't manage to do that. Looks like Bournemouth have equalised then.
They have indeed. It's Justin Kluivert from the penalty spot, and also it's game on at the London Stadium because West Ham, as our colleagues were telling us, probably lucky to be 2-0 up against Fulham, who hit the woodwork twice. But now Raul Jimenez has got a goal back for Fulham just inside the first 6 minutes of the second half. So it's now Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1. It's West Ham 2, Fulham 1. They're coming up to half-time at the City Ground. It's still Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool 0. That really would be a shock if Forest can do the double over Arne Slot's side. But getting back to action here at the Gtech. City on the attack, a ball through towards Foden and Haaland. Doesn't quite reach them. And it's Jensen now bringing the ball away for Brentford. Over towards the left-hand side for Keane Lewis Potter. He's got Haaland and Bernardo Silva for company. Just about keeps the ball away from Bernardo Silva. Then he gets a bit of help from Jensen. And Brentford keep the move going. Jensen now heading towards the edge of the area. He's got options here. He stops just as he's being closed down by Savinho. Now it's Mbumo. An overlap here from Roslev. The pass is into a good spot, but the Brentford players in the box had moved too far forward towards the 6-yard box. They have a second chance here now with Janelt going for goal. And it's a thundering effort, which in the end it needs 2 goals, but Ortega does make a good save in the end.
Yeah, the ball got away from Ortega there. Just for a second I thought that Mbumo was going to run onto it, and Janelt really caught hold of that. I like it. It's a good shot. The ball bounces in front of the keeper as well. He's got to readjust and change the angle, and that's why the ball gets away from him. But some good counter-attacking there from Brentford.
Yeah, needed to be. But now City are going to do the same to Brentford because the ball over the top, flicked on by Haaland. And then Foden brings it forward. Brentford are short in numbers. Foden over towards Savinho. Savinho clips it back into Foden. City once again guilty perhaps of overcomplicating things there. Seemed to me like at 1 second Foden could have gone on a little bit further. Then Savinho almost slows the move down, and now Brentford are able to recover.
Yeah, I don't quite know how that didn't turn into something. But again, just a bit, maybe it's over intricate really. It's all about doing the right thing at the right time, and they failed to kill what was a good chance off. They were 2 against 2, weren't they, or 3 against 3, something like that. They had the numbers, but they didn't get their shot away.
They didn't, but it's Brentford now trying to play the ball out from their own half. They're getting into a bit of bother here, and eventually it's just hoisted long, and it's not really a pass to any Brentford player. It's just put out for a throw. The worry for City now is that their talisman number 9, Haaland, is just crouching down, a little bit of a grimace on his face. Looks like he's okay to play on for now, but we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly would be big news if he had to go off with an injury. As good work there from Collins, just stopping the pass from the left-hand side. It's out for a throw. Anthony Taylor just making sure that De Bruyne Takes it from the right spot. De Bruyne's not going to bother. He's going to leave it here for Gvardiol. But certainly, I was wondering maybe whether Haaland, when he jumped for that header, not the one where he was heading towards goal, but the one that he won on the halfway line, whether or not he's landed a bit awkwardly there. Yeah,
sometimes you land really flat, don't you? And that's when you pick up that little bit of a knock. But anyway, just grimacing there, and we'll keep an eye on him, see how well he's moving, and Brentford give the ball away. Can't afford to do that while they're on the attack, because they use a lot of energy when they're attacking. But anyway, the ball with Ortega, and he thumps it down the field. Yeah, long clearance here from Ortega, Vandenberg and Haaland getting tangled. I think both players at one stage were looking towards the referee. Referee doesn't want any of it. He says no foul play on. It's now with Brentford, and it's Lewis Potter going back towards Flecken. Long clearance from him, headed down here by Norgard. And Jensen playing it square to Janelt. There's a certain amount of control about Brentford when they're in midfield. It's just they don't get a lot of time on the ball as you would expect against City. Oof. And there's a strong challenge there in midfield. Kovacic with his third foul of the evening. Still no card from the referee. But play on now as the ball into the box. It's aimed at Wissa, cleared by Canyon, out for a throw. Yeah, well, you know what I'm going to say. How's he get away with it? You know, again, there's no attempt to play the ball. And if the Brentford player had not hurdled that really bad challenge from Kovacic, then you could end up broken ankle the way he's gone over the top of the ball. But yet still nothing from the referee. Ridiculous stat. Yeah, he's not interested, Anthony Taylor, for the time being. It's just a throw on to Brentford. And to say, always talk up the fact that Jensen has got a long throw. We've not seen one of them yet in this game. We are going to see one now. Say Pinnock and Ayer are probably just a little bit better than Jensen at these long throws, but he's going to try and launch it as far as he can. Gets a bit of height into the 6-yard box, headed away by Akani. The second ball gets into Haaland, but Damsgaard's fighting there. Haaland just about muscles him off the ball, and then it's played away. Collins is appealing something there. I don't think it was for a foul. I don't know if he's saying that Haaland maybe handballed it there as he was trying to win it back for City, but the referee's not interested in any case. And Haaland looks to be okay for the time being. Yeah, he's all right. He just found himself down the field. If he was feeling something, he wouldn't be making quite that much movement. If I'm watching him jog away, it doesn't look like he's moving particularly well. But anyway... Yeah, for the time being, he stays on. It's Grealish, Doku, Gundogan, McAtee, Simpson, Pusey, O'Reilly, Mubama, Lewis, and goalkeeper Edison on the bench for City, as Brentford did have the ball at the edge of the area. It's been quickly by Gvardiol, and now suddenly City are on the attack. It's De Bruyne holding the ball up, waiting for support. He gets it from Savinho. Savinho goes for goal himself, and it's the side netting, and Haaland crouching down in frustration in the 6-yard box, expecting a pass. But from that sort of angle, I always thought Savinho was going to go for goal, although maybe Guardiola's expression suggests that he was expecting a pass as well. Well, I'm expecting the ball to hit the back of the net. That's what I'm expecting. You know, he got 3 players inside the box there. He never looked up. Now, it's all right saying, Savinho's a good player, drops a shoulder, he's quick, he's got a good shot, but you kill those things stone dead, and you make the right decision at the right time. You can't make that decision if you don't look up, Paul. And he didn't. He's just looking down at the ball. And actually, I said he hit the side netting. He's only hit the very back of the side netting, so it's not like it's right by the post. It's almost at the back of the stanchion post, at the back of the net there. So it was a long way from the near post, really, to test Flecken. And as I say, 3 City players charging into the box, including Foden and Haaland. Both looked across to their Brazilian teammates saying, why didn't you pass it there? But City aren't going to worry about that for too long. They win it back in midfield and almost give it away straight away. Nunez is able to pick up the loose ball as it was Norgard trying to play the ball away there for Brentford. It's played back towards the goalkeeper now, Ortega, and he plays an early ball this time to pick out Josko Gvardiol. Plays it first time in towards Savinho. City just trying to inject a bit more pace into what they're doing now, I think, as Savinho finding Haaland. He holds it up here for Foden. Foden with 3 or 4 players waiting at the edge of the area. It's in towards Bernardo Silva. Holds it up and then finds space here down the right-hand side for Mateus Nunes. But again, no options to try and get the ball into the box. Brentford got pretty much their entire 11 at the edge of the area, but they're not doing anything to press as City have all the space they need just outside the penalty area. It's almost like Brentford have sat back even deeper in this second half. It's with Gvardiol now on the left-hand side looking for Haaland with the head, but it's nodded out by Lewis Potter and out for a corner. You know, a long time ago, it seems like Vincent Kompany smashed the ball in from 25, 30 yards out. And at the time, we were going, wow, great goal. But we also know that Gvardiol tore him off a strip. You don't shoot from there. Stats suggest that that's a waste of time. So what Brentford know is what we all know now, is that City don't want to take a long shot. So you just jockey anyway, the ball into the box, eventually it's just about dealt with.
That's right, it was a good corner right into that danger zone just inside the 6-yard box. Brentford clear it, but City comes straight back. It's Foden's ball in, it's flicked on by Kanyi, and that actually does Brentford a favour because he put a little bit too much height on that, so there was nobody at the back post that could use that for City, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, again though, I mean the ball flicked to him from inside the box. It's really hard to get any momentum onto the ball then. It's like a little flick and a dink header. You know, it's going to have to be perfect there to beat the keeper, and it wasn't. Just what I'm saying is there's not really enough pace on the ball for the attackers to work with. The ball's not coming from wide, dipping in, difficult ball, all that kind of thing. You know, it's flicks and tricks, but just not getting it right, are they?
No, they're not. And a couple of celebrity City fans in the crowd today. So we see Mr. Gallagher, of course, based in North London these days, so it wouldn't have been the longest trip for him to get to the Gtech. But he will be a little bit more concerned now because it's Brentford on the attack down the right-hand side with Rös left in towards Wissa, just a little bit deeper. Now it's with Janelt, 35 yards out. It's got space here for Jensen on the left-hand side. But Jensen, again, just doesn't want to put an early ball into the box. Too many City shirts in there, not enough Brentford. He changes a quick pass with Janelt, and now Damsgaard playing it back in towards Vandenberg. Brentford just quite happy to hold on to the ball here as City have seen a lot more of it recently, but now there's a chance here for Lewis Potter, and he's got space here down the left. He gets all the way to the byline, and then he plays the ball into the box. Oh, it's Wissa who can't get a touch. It then Rös left with a real shanked effort. It drops to Janelt. Oh, and Janelt, he's a left footer, but it needed a right footed strike, so Janelt just hits it first time. I think he toe ends it over the bar in the end.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do what he's just done. I think he can control that ball. I think he's more likely off balance there to make a mess of that. I could virtually go into any club in the Premier League and show them a clip after clip of players making a mess of that kind of chance. And Janelt's no different. You know, weirdly, he should have let the ball come to him on his left. But
well, it's that old sort of. Well, it's not even a cliche. It is a fact that you don't get much time in the Premier League. It's a very fast-paced league. But I think some players perhaps just have that embedded in their mind too much. They always have to get rid of it straight away. And sometimes, as you mentioned, it's better just to take a touch, just to take the sting out of the situation. But City pushing forward again here now with Kovacic, runs into trouble, and he was fouled, says the referee. I mean, he's let a lot go this evening, Anthony Taylor, the slightest little nick there, and he gives City the free kick, which they've already taken very quickly.
I thought you were going to give me a card there for a second. I was going to go wild, you know. I'm not a big fan of Anthony Taylor, and I don't think he's done a good job today, but he hasn't booked anybody yet, and that's not to say that he shouldn't have done.
Yeah, absolutely. Half-time, by the way, at the City ground. It is Forest 1, Liverpool 0, so a real shock, as I say. I mean, Forest at home are good against anybody, but Liverpool haven't lost a game this season yet. As here come, as apart from that one at home to Nottingham Forest back in October, a City on the attack. They get stopped at the edge of the area, and now Brentford can go on the counter with a quick run from Mbeumo. He's got support from Damsgaard and from Wissa. Where's the pass going? It's going to Wissa. He's one-on-one. The angle is tight. A great challenge there. It's superb work there from Josko Gvardiol, because it looked like Wissa was odds on there to try and get a shots on target. Gvardiol closes him down, and Brentford only have the consolation of a corner.
Well, brilliant break that, and Mbeumo absolutely perfect in that bounce to first challenge, then the 3-on-3. You know, it's the perfect pass into Wissa, isn't it? You know, and then Gvardiol just keeps running straight.
Is that a case of where Wissa wanted too much time on the ball?
I don't know. He controls it. He takes a look. Listen, he's done nothing wrong. You just sometimes got to credit good defending. You know, Gvardiol runs straight. He's like, I'll intercept him. I'll run straight. You know, he's buying time. He sticks with it, and it's a great intervention.
Corner kick then to Brentford. They've taken it short this time. Damsgaard back to Mbeumo. Now he whips it in. It's another flat ball. His crosses have been really poor this evening, Mbeumo, for all his great play in open play. His set pieces have been a little bit poor, but it's Lewis Potter now. Diagonal ball into the box. It's headed down by Jensen, and it drops to Vandenberg, whose effort is off balance, and it's a long way over the bar.
Again, he's hitting on the half volley. Again, his balance is wrong. He might as well have not bothered, really. There was a little check on him. Hogan gave him a shove before the ball reached him, but you're not going to get anything for that. It's just a bit rough and tumble. The game's been the same all the way through, hasn't it? I mean, it's wide open, really. Both teams are creating their chances.
6-6 in terms of efforts in the second half as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? So, 14 chances in all for Man City, but I don't think, I think maybe marginally their chance to be slightly better than Brentford.
Well, just as I say that, there's a real mess here for City at the edge of their own area. It's Damsgaard who has the ball down. He goes for goal!
Oh!
And then the flag goes up. The flag goes up. There was, it all starts with City making an absolute pig's ear of playing out from the back. And then in the middle of all of that, a ball is played back into the box. And I think Damsgaard goes for this when he doesn't need to, but by doing that, he's in an offside position. He's miles offside there, and he goes for the ball, chests it down. He then gets it back at the second attempt, but by then the flag is going to be going up. It's a really good finish, but it doesn't matter.
No, that's right. He was never on in that. Well, you're on the gamut of emotions, don't you, Thomas Frank? Then from delight to being absolutely gutted by that.
He threw down his famous tactics whiteboard there, didn't he? That's how angry he was. But he was getting ready to bring Kevin Sharder, and he was already ready to celebrate the goal as well, until he realised the flag had. It's absolutely the correct decision. There's absolutely no doubt that Damsgaard was a long way offside when he went for the ball. And City now, are they going to punish Brentford? Because it's De Bruyne's ball into Foden, and Phil Foden. He had a hat-trick at the Gtech last season, and he scores here again on 66 minutes out of absolutely nothing. A quick ball into the box. Too many men in the penalty area, and City lead 1-0.
Well, life is something that happens while you're making plans. They thought they'd scored. Thomas Frank then he's thinking, I'll get Kevin Sharder on now. And while he's sorting all that out and waiting, the ball goes down the other end and into the back of the net. And, of course, it's a man who we thought was hobbling about 5-10 minutes ago, puts a great ball in. We were saying if only Erling Haaland, there could be two of him. But he's found Phil Foden through the middle. He's a really tidy finish as well. Just using his knee.
Honestly, he scores a very similar goal here last season as well. It was at the other end, but it was a similar kind of ball across the penalty area, just a deft touch to get it right into the corner. And Haaland does so well to hold this up. It's then Savinho getting back into his teammates' good books here by a lovely bit of hold-up play, and then a nice outside of the boot pass to De Bruyne. De Bruyne's ball is superb, but Brentford, for all the times that they flooded their own half and their own box with players, they were just short of numbers on this occasion.
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? And the other thing we mentioned was the amount of times that they didn't use wide to put the ball in City, but this time the ball comes in that early. Brentford aren't set. The centre-backs are looking toward their own goal, but they haven't picked up the run of Phil Foden, who's had a quiet game. This is what we expect from him. If he's going to work his way back into the England setup, he needs to get in and involved a lot more than he has done this season. But anyway, that gives City something to hang on to. We said that we didn't think the game was going to be 0-0, and the game could have come at the goal could have come at either end, couldn't it?
Well, Brentford scored, of course, less than 2 minutes before City did, but it was rightfully ruled out for offside. I did mention the City bench just to tell you, as far as Brentford, it's Henry, Yarmouk, Fabio Carvalho, Kim Ji-So, Konak, Sharda, Magoma, me, and goalkeeper Valdemar. And those are the Brentford substitutes this evening. Great to see Rico Henry back in the team. He made the start against Plymouth at the weekend as well, which was good to see.
Absolutely. I mean, a superb player, and if he's fit and he's back to where he was, then he's going to be a regular starter. Little overreaction there. Maybe a bit of a foul from the skipper, Christian Norgard.
I must say, the way that Savinho's gone down, it's almost like he's been smacked in the face there by. There's an arm across which is sort of. He's using it for a bit of balance there, but I don't think that the reaction from Savinho is completely exaggerated. No,
it's terrible that. He's really overdone it. But anyway, and he gets up. Oh, surprise! He's
absolutely.
all right.
Didn't even need any kind of medical assistance. But confirmation of the substitution for Brentford now. It's Matthias Jensen who's gone off, and Kevin Sharder on to replace him. So now Brentford have got three forwards on the field in Sharder, Wissa and in Mbumo. So if they can get the ball to them, then there's a potential for some attacking threat there from Brentford as West Ham go back to having a 2-goal lead in the game against Fulham. Lucas Paquetá making it 3-1, and we're getting word of a potential goal for Bournemouth against Chelsea. But we'll come back to that because Brentford on the attack now in Mbumo. Has got a wide angle here, but he gets away. It's into Wissa. It's stopped on the line, and then it's cleared by Ake up towards the halfway line where Brentford are desperate to try and win it back, but City come away with it. It's Savinho into Foden. Foden has his heels clipped on the halfway line, and it's going to be a free kick to Man City, but Brentford's so close to equalising there.
Wow. I mean, we saw Guardiola before, this time take about Nathan Ake. Great attacking play by Mbumo, around the keeper, great ball into Wissa, and again, I'm just wondering, could he have done better? He gets his effort on target coming across him. It's not that easy to get that right. But full credit to Nathan Aki blocking off the line.
Yeah, and I mentioned there was a word of a goal at Stamford Bridge. It's now a fact that it's Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 2. And it's Antoine Semenyo, Bournemouth, or another team who are just, I wouldn't say they're under the radar, everyone's aware of what they're doing, but they're playing some excellent stuff, and that really would be a stunning result for them this season. We're over the three-quarter mark in this game, 70 minutes gone here, unofficial off-tube studio commentary, Brentford 0, Man City 1, and it will be John to take us through to full-time.
Yeah, it's a funny round of games straight after the FA Cup third round, isn't it? Lots of teams have rested lots of players. Not so the Bees, really, who started off pretty strong, didn't they, against Plymouth? And when they took their big guns off, that's when it all seemed to go wrong. But here, first touch for Kevin Schade, steps on his inside. It's a decent-looking ball across the face, and Bumo now disguised ball. Mats Ruslev with the strike, and the ball blocked away by the keeper, Ortega. He's a couple of saves now. He's been saved by his defenders a couple of times as well. It's been a real team game, but anyway, they work their way around the back again. The ball lathered in. It's not been cleared. Damsgaard tries to wriggle, but the ball. I think Phil Foden there defending inside his own box. But anyway, eventually Bernardo Silva will clear the ball away. Long ball out for him, looking for Hull, and I think the ball has gone straight out. Brentford 0, Man City 1. It's been a cracking game all the way through. I maintained that I thought that Brentford, could score. Maybe should have scored by now. They've had some absolute cracking opportunities.
They have. They'll be frustrated, I think, that particularly in the timing of the goal they conceded just a minute or two after they themselves had thought they'd scored, but there was an offside decision against them. It's been a tough evening for Brentford in that regard, but again, they have to take credit from the fact that they aren't afraid to go for it against a big team. They are trying to find a way of sort of matching City's midfield dominance, but at the same time finding attacking options. But the ball opens up here for De Bruyne. Couldn't quite get away from Damsgaard, though.
Yeah, so Brentford on the ball with Damsgaard in the middle of the park. Decent ball out to Janelt out on the left-hand side. Just holds the play up. Well, we talk about the game being exciting and how players should score goals. I'm not the biggest fan of XG, but if I told you that Brentford's was at 1.29 and Man City 1.55, that'd give you an idea. Both teams have created. We should have more than the one goal, but we don't. And now Brentford on the ball, looking to put that right. City have just sat back for the first time in the game, really. You're looking at Man City going, all right, we've got a goal, let's hang on to it, which is something that they normally don't do. But here come Brentford.
It might be a bit more difficult, but here comes Boomer now, just overruns the ball a little bit. It's cleared out by Kovacic, but it's a very good point you make. It's not City's first thought to be sitting back, and as that may just encourage Brentford to go even further forward.
Yeah, and for the moment, look where Erling Haaland is playing. He's back in front of his back four here almost. Ball into Janelt, then he's trying to pick a thread of ball through to him. Mbeumo can't quite do it. Phil Foden gets caught in possession at the edge of his box. He don't want to be playing there. I don't know what they're doing, City, at the minute. They're inviting pressure. As yet again, Norgard, little spin, ball out to the right. Ruslev a chance to put the ball into the box again. Stands one up to the far post, through the box. Foden again defending. He scored a goal. And there he is, back helping out, but an unusual position for him and not his strong suit. And I think it's all there for the Bees. But I've thought that all the way through the game. I felt certain they could score tonight, and maybe time running out a little bit, but I think they'll have their chances. Well,
I suppose Brentford would argue that when it was all open and City were giving them some sort of chance, then that maybe would have seen Brentford feel that they had the best opportunity then to try and get a goal. But in the last 5 or 6 minutes, as we've noticed, City sitting further and further back, that's going to play into Brentford's hands. They're not going to have to leave as many players back to defend what City are doing. Just as we say that, though, we can see, Gundogan's getting ready to come on.
I have no idea why. I don't know what he'd bring to the party defensively. He's quite slow in the middle. He may be fresh legs and all that.
Unless it's a sort of taking off one of the attacking players like a Foden or a Savinho, possibly.
Yeah, maybe, but I still wouldn't necessarily do that. Little heel there from Damsgaard. He wins the day, flicks it out with his feet, done well. Janelt helps Visser out. He's able to turn just to the edge of the box now. Brentford on the ball. Lewis Potter runs into trouble, but he gets away from De Bruyne. He's done well under pressure there. Brentford building up down the left-hand side with Damsgaard still on. He did bring Schade on. Damsgaard started in the front three, really, but he's worked his way back. into midfield. And it was Matthias Jensen who was the player who got hooked off as Janelt still there in the centre spot. Tahir and Bumbo driving forward. A great opportunity for him. Gets the ball out with his feet. Shada, a chance, a strike. Oh, and he's gone wide. Well, how many chances are they going to get tonight? Do you know what? I keep saying I think Brentford will score. I think Brentford will score. But at some point, Brentford have got to take it in their own hands to finish off one of these good chances.
I think he might have been offside there, Shada, if where it was close anyway. But it's not actually that good an effort. I mean, it's a right footer shooting from the right-hand side. It's across the goal. But he actually drags it quite a long way wide in the end.
So Gundogan is about to come on then. Begs the question, what's wrong when you're bringing Gundogan on for Kovacic?
Yeah, that's a strange one for me. That's a like-for-like swap of a defensive midfielder. I would understand Gundogan coming on if he's bolstering that defensive midfield, but Kovacic has been getting away with 4 or 5 fouls, no yellow card. I would have left him on.
Yeah, exactly that. Now Gundogan's going to come on and do a similar job, not quite as good. In my opinion, for his defensive duties, he might have a bit more going forward. But that's not a problem. They're on the lead. So I don't really understand that. Anyway, don't get me wrong, because Gundogan's been a brilliant player, but I think he's a way away from that now.
Seems like that stint in Barcelona has done him no favours at all. He's just sort of lost a bit of that pace, hasn't he?
But none of us getting any younger, are they? It reminds me a bit of Yaya Toure. At a certain point, you have to sort of walk him to the ball, didn't you? You only... in that midfield area, have your legs for so long, don't you? It's a big, hard gig, that. But anyway, none of us getting any younger. Can you chasing after the ball under pressure? Sharda's quick over the ground, but the ball just bounces straight out. Man City doing a bit of time wasted now. Don't want to take this throw particularly quickly. And they're not, are they? Nunez will walk any slower, could he? But anyway, picks the ball up, dries it off. City doing a bit of time wasted. Defending deep. So un-City-like. They don't look like a team who's desperate for a second. It's almost like, we defended.
Yeah, it's almost like they've accepted that they can win the game ugly, but now it's a real mistake at the back from Brentford, and here comes Savinho.
Yeah, into the box he goes. What's he going to do this time? He shoots straight at the keeper. The rebound, though, is dumped in by Phil Foden. That could well be game, set and match. It was a challenge on Savinho, who again didn't do the right thing, but his shot was beaten out, and there was Foden to put the rebound in for 2-0.
It is 2-0, and it's a real mess from Brentford's point of view. Guardiola's furious with Ortega. He calls his goalkeeper over to the halfway line just as we're getting replays of the goal. But it's a big mistake here from Mats Roslev. He's the one that loses his balance, and then that whole side just opens up. It's harsh on Brentford to go 2-0 down with still 12 minutes to go, but that's what happens against Manchester City. If you don't keep your defensive shape, I mean, he's all over the place there, Roslev. He doesn't judge the bounce well, and by the time he's adjusted to where Savinho is, he's fallen over. And then Flecken, I think, could probably do a little bit better with the first effort. It's just sort of straight at him. He just pushes it a couple of yards out in front of him, and then it's slammed in by Foden. Yeah,
I think, do you know what, from Roslev's point of view, he goes all in to win the ball. When I think the percentage play is right, let the ball bounce, even let Savinho get the first touch and then jockey. He goes all in, but clearly he doesn't come. He doesn't get the ball. Then he goes down. It's like he looks back and he's thinking, "Please, blow up for a free kick," and he knows that that whistle's never going to sound. So you don't go all in like that. It's a huge mistake from him, and he will know that. Maybe in the match situation, maybe it was 0-0, he wouldn't be doing that. But anyway, I think that could well be the game. Anyway, can the Bees get a goal back and make it an interesting end? Well, I'm pretty sure they can. It was always going to be who outscored today, and it looks like City are going to do just that. Again, a wholly unconvincing performance from them. But they're kind of getting away with murder. Fulham look like they've got a goal back. So
things are getting exciting at the London Stadium as well. 3 great Premier League games being played in the capital this evening. This game at the Gtech's had its real ups and downs as Brentford make a midfield change here. The young Ukrainian Yeko Yarmolyuk is on to replace Vitaly Janelt.
Yeah. Again, Janelt's not one who I find that impressive when I watch him. He's a decent enough player. Yarmolyuk has got something else going for him. But anyway, fresh legs and all that.
Yeah, just to confirm, there is a second goal for Fulham now, and it's Harry Wilson getting the goal for Fulham. So game on there at the London Stadium.
Yeah, the ball forced forward there, but doesn't quite reach the feet of Visser. Visser and Mbumo have gone a little bit quiet now. I think, again, benefit of hindsight and all that, but maybe they should have been rested at the weekend. If you knew what you knew now, then probably that would have made more sense. But of course, like I say, no one's got a crystal ball. Here's Foden now driving forward. Be looking for his hat-trick today. Finds Guardiola. Holland at the far post. It's a terrible ball from him behind everybody. And for the Bees, they mop that one up nicely. And now playing out from the back with Collins out to Ruslev, who bombing on. Visser runs offside. He's not helping anybody. The ball with Mbumo, who's on. He looks up now. He's at the edge of the box. Drives to the byline. Decent looking cutback. Ake wins the first ball. Did he catch Visser on the way down? Not according to Anthony Taylor. And no penalty there. Didn't look like one, to be honest.
I'm not even sure Visser was appealing that very much. It's just the way he's fallen that's made it look as though there might have been a bit of contact. But again, it's good defending from that ball from Mbumo. Looked destined for a Brentford player until the block from Ake. But here come the Bees again. Yeah,
good ball from Damsgaard too. Mbumo has got an overlap as well with Ruslev. Into the box they go. Ruslev at the byline cuts the ball back. The ball is caught in the feet of the defender. But then another cross comes in, headed away by Guardiola. And then picked up by Yamalyuk. The ball out to the right. Chance again for Ruslev to deliver. The ball goes back a little bit deeper for Norgard. And again, the Bees just the edge of the box. Maybe an opportunity. Ball goes left, Charlotte. Now a chance to take Nunez into the box. He's looking for a right foot strike, and that's blocked away by Kanye. He's going to get the ball straight back, though. Damsgaard now, ball to the far post. It's volleyed back in. It's an opportunity, and it's taken. The ball thumped in by Visser. He couldn't miss it from there, and Brentford are back in it.
Brentford are back in it. They have their goal. They've been valued for a goal this evening, I think, although it's taken them 82 minutes, and they really have been going at City. Maybe City paying the price for having suddenly having this mindset of being a little bit too defensive, sitting back a little bit too deep. And Ruslev, for all the criticism I've had of him as being not the best sort of wide player in attacking position, does really well here. First time cushion pass. Ake a little bit out of position. Visser then takes it down and finishes when it looks like the ball might have got tangled in his feet.
Yeah, well, the ball went through his legs, didn't it? But he got enough control in the first place, and he was able to steady himself up, and then he finds himself in position A. Well, we talked about XG for Brentford, and you expect that to hit the back of the net. But here is Haaland now looking for De Bruyne. His shot, it's just wide. I thought for a second then it might have been rolling in the back of the goal, but not to be for him. A sort of nearly game for Kevin De Bruyne tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad effort from De Bruyne as he's losing his balance. He gets the shots away. It was just curling, but not quite enough really to put Flecken under real pressure.
Yeah, hit the stanchion at the back, but we've got game on now. I'm sure the Bees would love it if they could get a point out of this game. I thought there was more there for them tonight, but anyway, here Mbumo again. And every time they attack, I think they could score. Good long ball into the box, or is it a good one? In fact, it's not. Ortega comes out. It's a comfortable take. But there were two into the box there at the far post, and I think he had to try and find him.
Yeah, he did. I think there wasn't really anything else. He had to try and pick out a teammate there. The ball was just a bit too close to the goalkeeper, and then Ortega with a long clearance this time tries to find Haaland early. But this could be a long term. We're at 83, 84 minutes now, expecting around 3 or 4 minutes of added time. So it could be a long 10 minutes here for Man City.
Yeah, it could. Keen loose Potter on the ball now, and he shapes to go. Trying to cut inside. Nunez too strong for him. Maybe he got caught in the face. Maybe not. Referee's not interested. And now Savinho driving forward. Holland on the overlap, and he might pick the ball up. Savinho looks at him and then decides to go by himself and brings out a good save. Yeah, was that hitting the back of the net? I don't know, but I guess that Flecken couldn't make that decision to leave it go, and he had to make the save.
Well, Haaland's again. He's not happy with his teammate there. He wants to pass. I think that is going on target from Savinho. With this next replay from closer down is going to be able to explain it. I think that Flecken has to make a save there to push that round the post.
Yeah. So again, it's not the worst thing you're going to see from Savinho, but I just wonder if all his decisions are good ones. I don't think so. Anyway, from the corner kick, Guardiola and Ake go up, but a lot of the attackers are hanging about around the halfway line. So they're not fully committed to this. They're going to take their own sweet time, though. Shot to nothing. They'll sling the ball in the mixer. Trying to crowd the keeper at the moment. As Roslev just doing his best to stop that happening. And Sharda heads away. Ball breaks the edge of the box. Nunez then to Bernardo Silva. Just playing a little bit of keep ball now, playing for time, City. They've got Brentford where they want them, just at the edge of the box, all lining up. Lovely little ball the inside. Akanji, and then Gundogan ball into the box. Savinho then able to take it and run to the corner flag. And so City playing keep ball at the minute. Time not on the side of Brentford, but I think there'd be about 4 or 5 minutes of added time as well. In this second half, there's been 1 or 2 more stoppages, so I think there's plenty of time for the Bees to get a goal back. Just for the moment, then Bernardo, under no great pressure, funnels the ball forward. Guardiola is well in advance. I don't think for the moment. Savino, great touch from him into the box he goes, and then little step over the ball. He's got plenty of time on the ball. He's got plenty of skill, and he finds Gundogan now, and he's just decided to thump the ball off the defender Norgard. And that will bring a corner kick. Some clever play by City, just hanging onto the ball there.
Yeah, you see, Norgard isn't happy. I'm not quite sure who he was remonstrating with there, but he was having got a couple of players just trying to perhaps get them to have a bit more shape in what they're doing there. But City, they needed to push out of their own half, really. They've been encouraging Brentford to get forward a bit too much, I think. So,
a corner, and the Bees will wait for the ball to come in. Surely Anthony Taylor's got to take some time off. Don't know if there's a substitution happening or what. There is. Yes.
Yeah, there won't be 2 hat-tricks in a row at the Gtech for Phil Foden. He got 3 here last season, just 2 this evening. But that's what's giving City the lead right now. And it's hat-trick hero from the weekend, James McAtee on the field now.
Yeah. For another team, you'd have thought that I got you a start, wouldn't it? But anyway, James McAtee, decent player. Plenty of energy about him. Mads Roslev goes off as well. He's run his race now. There's not much time to make an impression.
Yeah, it's Rico Henry on the field. So that might mean that Lewis Potter now switches over to the right and Henry will stay on the left.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, they might go through at the back or something more expansive. Anywho, De Bruyne is going to take the corner kick now. Ball out, swinging. Good defensive header away, but it'll be picked up by Bernardo. He chases after the ball then. And Boomer makes sure that he's kept honest, but he's happy to go back to Kanyi, who right-footed slants the ball across, and that ball headed away by Rico Henry, and the ball thumped up into the night air. But I think it was Nunez. Anyway, it will be a throw for Brentford to take, and Sharda picks it up there. Was he being fouled by Kanyi through the back of him? Maybe. Anyway. Time running out, only 2 minutes of regulation play. I don't know what Anthony Taylor's given there, but
it's just a throw. I think that's why Brentford were a bit frustrated. They were expecting a free kick, but fairness, the referee's been fairly consistent in letting most things go this evening.
Yeah, could say that. If we're marking the referee, I think he's a 6 out of 10 tonight. I couldn't give him any more than that. But anyway, ball into the box. An opportunity now for McAtee. Stands the ball to the far post, beyond everybody. You've got to pick out a blue shirt there. That's not good enough. Anyway, now De Bruyne out with his feet. Guardiola now to Gundogan. And again, Guardiola. Brentford can't get hold of the ball, can they? Nice little triangles, 1 and 2 touch. Bernardo then drops his shoulder, makes sure that Visser doesn't catch up to him. Ake then drives forward and then draws the ball back to Akanji. It's all clever stuff. This is Nunez then under pressure from Damsgaard. He goes back. City absolutely dominating this vital period. Absolutely holding Brentford at bay. You know, it's like a boxer with long arms, isn't it? Holding off somebody trying to hit him. But Nunez now makes a break round Rico Henry. Again, he cuts back. He wants to buy some time. He doesn't really want to put the ball into the box. Savinho, though, is in the box now. A little wriggle from him. Little step. You know, he's a busy bee. He's got that ball on a string. And then he's trying to run the inside track there. He gets the byline. Brilliant play from Savinho. Nunez then, ball to the far post. A header. And it's kept out just by Flecken. Gundogan now lays the ball back. Bernardo takes the touch, and the ball going backwards. And well, they're really toying with Brentford right now.
They really are. I mean, it's getting very difficult here for Brentford to get anywhere near the ball. As City go again here now with McAtee into the box, and he's hit that one just wide. Left footer on the right, on the left-hand side of the box. He really wants to pick out that top corner, but he lifts it too high.
Well, anyway, 5 minutes on the board now, and we're into that already. But 5 minutes, plenty enough time for Brentford to get maybe 1 or 2 last chances if they can get the ball. For whatever reason, City now look mesmerising whenever they get hold of it. You can't get it off them. But Brentford, for the time being, on the ball. Ball laid back and to Flecken, who gets it out of his feet, out to the right-hand side. Collins then over the halfway line, forced to go back on himself. Finds Norgard, more central now. He finds Sepp van den Berg, the Dutchman now with Damsgaard. And now with Rico Henry, left-hand side, little step over the ball. Damsgaard again, ball to the far post. Guardiola wins the header, but the ball's going to break back. And so the Bees at the edge of the box. Ball comes in, header. Oh, it's there! They've hit the back of the net, it's 2 apiece. Christian Norgard then at the near post with a header firmly planted. Even though Ortega got a hand, he couldn't keep it out. And there we go, 2 apiece.
Well, I'll tell you what, wherever your allegiances are, you've got to say that in terms of effort, Brentford, I think, are value for this. They've really worked hard in this game. They had chances when it was 0-0. They had the ball in the net at 0-0 where it was offside, and then conceding a minute later to make it 1-0 to Man City. And from there, they've had it really uphill. But credit to Brentford from 2-0 down to 2-2, and we've still got 3 minutes to play.
Like I said, I'm not Mr. XG. But before that went in, the XG for Brentford was over 2. I mean, you know, come on. I think it shows the worth of that. We'll take a look. 3 against 3 when the ball's into the box. Norgard then, he's only got 2 to beat.
I mean, Norgard actually went for the first ball and lost his balance. He was unhappy about being shoved off the ball, or he felt like he couldn't get near the first one. Gets back up onto his feet. Nobody's marking, maybe because of the fact that he was on the deck. And as I say, it's a powerful header. Ortega, along with the ball, ends up in the back of the net.
Do you know what? When Norgard goes down there, it's like there's a sense of injustice. And I think that's fueled that header. You know, it's like, did you see what happened to me? Nobody's going to give me anything, are they? And when the ball comes in, it's like, right, be the ball. And he attacks it. And you know what? They said, can you pound for pound, the strongest Man City player. But Norgard goes toe-to-toe with him there and makes sure that he stands his ground enough that he can win his header. This has ended up being the game that we thought it was going to be.
Yes, we said we expected both teams to score, and it's now 2-2 with a couple of minutes of injury time to play, and we'll see whether or not City have enough time to change their mindset now.
Yeah, I think they've been very defensive-minded, haven't they? Well, here's a chance now for Brentford. Great through ball. Here comes Mbumo into the box. Just at the edge of the area, then left-hand side, lays the ball back, and Damsgaard there wishes he could have done something else. Leaning back, well, we know what happens after that.
Yeah, it's not a good effort from Damsgaard, and particularly when you think there were so many other options there as well. He's actually got... Well, I'll tell you what, looking at that replay again there, John, we're just going back to the Brentford second goal, that header from Norgard is almost straight down the middle, and it's Ortega that sort of parries it into the net. I just wonder whether the goalkeeper's going to have a few... will be quite frustrated with himself there.
Yeah, I think that's the point. I think he's maybe caught a little flat-footed, and he shouldn't be. You know, we talk about, and I'm yet to properly see that, because I was just thinking about the ball coming in and Norgard rising, rather than looking at the keeper. Does he do that little jump thing? Lots of keepers do that. They're up in the air when they should be on the ground and driving off. He was quite flat, wasn't he? So he didn't rise for it. He did get a hand to it, but he wasn't a strong enough hand to keep it out. Here come the Bees again down the flank. Great play from the Visser. Now a chance for Schade into the box. He goes. An opportunity then. The cutback looks pretty good. A chance from Mbumo. A shot. Oh, it's headed off the line by Nathan Ake. He hasn't been cleared. Schade again. Guardiola gets the header away. Now De Bruyne should be able to clear his lines. No, he's beaten. Oh, they're going to foul. And wow. Well, that's twice that Nathan Ake has cleared off his own line.
Let's just see, because this one from Mbeumo as he hooks it towards goal, is it going on target? Oh, it's. It's not the best effort from Mbeumo really. Even though you'd back him with his left foot to try and get it on target there, but take nothing away from Ake. He does really well to get into that position. And City trying to get on the attack now with 15 seconds of the 5 still to play. Yeah,
I think that might have been going in. Liverpool look like they've got an equaliser at the City ground. But is there a winner to be had? Here come Man City, and great ball into the box, and Guardiola tries to get there. Nunez then, Flecking comes out and blocks with his chest. Brilliant goalkeeping there under massive pressure. And, the clock's hit 95 minutes, and the referee has called it. What a game of football. Anyway, final scoreline is Brentford 2, Man City 2. Thanks for joining us.